We're back one more time. Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV, about 4 weeks or so away from opening up the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. Saturday, April 21st, Media Day, first practice day. Our guest, Matt Henderson, I know will be out there. And first racing action, Saturday, April 28th. First and foremost, what's the chances of seeing the 33 Ultra Federal Credit Union car at the Milwaukee Mile June 12th?
Well, I'd have to run it by the boss, but I've had a couple people tell me that I need to get down there, and we got 2 cars, so that's always nice. We don't have to risk wrecking our lacrosse car, which they both are lacrosse cars, but it's like Al was saying, it doesn't take long to switch them over, and we have everything we need to do that, so we'd probably just have to buy some different gears and whatnot and brace up the body a little better, but other than that, we might be able to do it. Definitely got to talk to the boss about that one.
We're going to talk to your dad.
Yeah, I know a few lacrosse guys went and took their lacrosse cars to Iowa one time, and the first guy went out, and everybody immediately went back and braced their cars up because the forces are a little bit different.
Yeah, well, you're probably going a heck of a lot faster than we do at lacrosse, and we put quite a bit of bracing on for lacrosse, which I don't know if we need all that bracing or not, but every little bit helps.
Right.
But you don't want to overdo it because, you know, you want the weight low in the car and all that. You don't want all these.
Get it off.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Over the weekend, I had a chance to go back to July 4th of 2009, and I know you know exactly what night that was. Finishing third that night was Steve Carlson, side by side with our second place finisher Todd Korish, who also got a fender in coming out of turn 4 against the late model feature winner that night was Matt Henderson, your first ever feature win that night. That's still going to be fresh in the back of your mind.
Yeah, it's like it was yesterday, but when you're struggling, it's like, oh man, so it was so long ago, it seems.
Right.
But definitely, I told my mom and dad after that race, my grandpa was in the Army in World War II, so to win on July 4th was pretty cool. So I always say I dedicate that race to him. So, but just we had a packed grandstands and we had a lot of cars that night, I think. And
now, didn't you win July 4th, 2010?
No, I didn't. I was hoping. We didn't win any features.
Okay, because
it's been 2 years since we won a feature.
There's a driver. I need to find out who that is now. That's won on a holiday for like 3 or 4 years in a row at lacrosse, and I was mixing him up with you then.
Yeah.
Whether it was a heat race win or whatever the case would have been.
Well, in the last 2 or 3 years, actually, the first 4 nights, I think we've won the heat race. The first 4 nights for the last how many years, and then we haven't been able to get back there. So. But
you're chomping at the bit. And it says on your card, in the hunt.
We're definitely in the hunt. You know, we give 110% every week, and we feel this year we're more prepared for this race season than we've ever been. We stripped the car down, bare chassis, went through every last nut and bolt, rebuilt it from the ground up.
Because I remember that because I got a text from Matt shortly after they stripped it down. We found a major problem, and it was like it was happy. It was the way you wrote it. It was like you were happy to tell me that.
You always want to find them.
Yeah, after the season we knew we had to do something, so we stripped it down, and I was just praying for something to be wrong, you know, because that would explain a lot of things.
Right.
Why the car wasn't working, and we found a pretty major problem, so. And it's hard to, we wouldn't have found it if we wouldn't have tore it down.
Right.
Because you got all interior tin in there, you got everything under the car, and when it's bare frame, you can really see what's going on. But I think we're going to kick some butt this year.
He's got a little smirk. He's smiling.
Which I liked it. I like the confidence, though, because he's a young driver.
Yep.
I mean, I even heard rumors 4 years ago you were getting ready to pack up, move North Carolina, and take a jab out there. I mean, are you glad you didn't choose that route?
Well,
I mean, it's everybody's dream is to go out and race in Winston-Salem and North and South Carolina.
I can't complain. I'll just say that. I got, like I was saying, without my dad, I definitely would not be here. And just to have him, some way or another, he got interested in racing when I was young, and we've been diehards ever since, so I owe it all to him.
Also, really, to prepare yourself if you do want to move up to the Craftsman Truck Series or beyond, you're better off staying at La Crosse, because when you go to some of those smaller venues in the South, their car count sometimes is 8 to 14 cars. And that's because most of the people involved in racing are actually having to work on the cup teams or the truck teams or whatever it is. So you're far better off staying at a track where you got quality racing and you've got a good car count, which lacrosse has.
And we have a lot of competition up there.
Right.
You don't see too many drivers win more than once or twice in a season because we just have an awesome field of cars.
Well, last year was crazy. I mean, it got to the point where when I get to the track arena, there's some fans that are there at 3:30, 4 o'clock when I get there, and we'll sit and okay, well, who do you think is going to win this week? And I'll go through the pits and get some feelings from the drivers on how well their cars are acting, and we'll have the same conversation. As I have no clue. I mean, on any given night of lacrosse, folks, if you've never been there for a late model race, and to back me up, there's at least 15 drivers that have a solid shot to win a feature. Seriously, 15 drivers.
That's what I was saying. I haven't won a feature in 2 years, and I feel we're pretty competitive. And to not get a win in 2 years, even Sean Paff last year, he didn't win a single feature.
Well, before we forget, you've got some major sponsors out there, like we talk about each and every week, some that have been with you since day one.
Yeah, Ultra Federal Credit Union has been with us from day one. They were our first sponsor we ever got. Charter Communications, MAV TV, Custom Excavating, Bond Drywall, Folding Construction, Classic Rock 100.1. They were new last year, and we're happy to have them back this year. Fast Lane Auto, Amsoil, John's Drywall, Collision Specialists, Retaining Wall Specialists, Hess Excavating, Paul and D. Euler. And that's my roundup for this year.
Dee has become a big fan of mine on Facebook, too.
Yeah.
That gal is nonstop, man.
Yeah,
she's making stuff for people, smokers now, too.
Yeah, she made stuff for a number of smokers. She always says she likes to go to Quick Trip and just sit by the gas pump so she can smell the gas because she loves the racetrack.
Talking about smokers real quick, John Petrowski's is this Saturday at Features in West Salem. I'll be there doing some emceeing and some DJing. Johnny Olson's is April 7th at the Right Spot in Sparta. Steve Bachman is also having his on April 7th in La Crosse. Where is slipping me right now, but I'll put it up on my Facebook for you. Make sure you go out, folks. I did Gilsters last weekend. I saw at least 19 different drivers from 3 different racing classes. They support each other. They're not friends on the track. They're competitors. But when it comes to the off-season, they're all friends, and they're all helping each other out. They're putting money in to win prizes, and they're helping the race teams because they want to see their competitors back on the track each weekend. Running out of time, I could spend another hour with Matt. We got some good stories that we kick back and forth, and we'll save those, and hopefully we can get him on the front straightaway after a late model feature this year.
I'm hoping so.
Alrighty, the number 33 Ultra Federal Credit Union late model of Matt Henderson. You'll see him out there April 21st and the 28th as La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway gets ready to kick open the 2012 season. For Matt Henderson and Al Losi, I'm Dan Dyker. Check out the website, youtube.com/Seven Rivers Racing. Also, my AM 580 WK2I Race Report program will be starting on April 14th. Have a good week. We'll see you at the racetrack. Next week, we'll be in with another exciting guest on Seven Rivers Racing.